Hi everybody, Dave Sullivan here for the Credit Guy TV. Last December there was a lot of talk about CoreLogic and the new credit report coming out. There was going to be additional information that's going to be available to lenders from this new repository of information. And they said if you wanted a copy of your credit report, call this number. So I called the number, sat on hold for about half an hour, and finally got a hold of a nice lady who told me that they were not currently set up to do this over the phone, that they would mail me a application, and then I could mail it back to them, and then they would mail me the credit report. So I did that, and about a month or two later, I got the report back. And I want to show you the form, and then I want to show you the report. It's not very impressive, but I thought since I'm checking this stuff out, I should be one of the first people to get this type of a report. So let's take a look at that now. This was the form that came back after talking to the young lady at CoreLogic. Basic information, name, address, social, date of birth, and telephone number. And they wanted me to include some form of picture ID along with a bank statement or utility bill, and then sign and date it and mail it back. Okay, this was a report that came back. They're calling it a Core Score credit report. It had my consumer information on it, and then it had all of the property transactions that you would get from a like a title search. So a lot of this is up from is generated from the title side of the business. All this data is coming from title records. So you've got, my current house, that was correct. A few rental mortgages that we have. All that information is correct, but I think there's something interesting on page 2. Let me show you that now. Okay, page 2 shows the rest of that information about the rental property. And then down below, the very next line is a property that I lived at, so that's correct, but that information is my father's information. So in the long tradition of credit repository history, all of the good that they've done, Credco has picked up the mantle and delivered a report with an error on it. That's right. So we should not expect any more accurate information coming from this new credit report than we've come to expect from the old ones. So I thought that was interesting that they would immediately pick up that tradition of all the traditions they could have chosen. And like I said before, this also checked public record. And all this data is coming from title. This is all title-driven data. None of these creditors that are listed are reporting to them. They're picking it all up off of title. So not a very impressive report. Probably not going to be used for a long time by anybody outside of the marketing department of CoreLogic. But let me just wrap this up now here. Hold on. All right, I just wanted to show you this final page. And I found it interesting because they have a section here for consumer statement, inquiry, and contact information for CoreLogic. So it appears as though there will be an opportunity to put on a consumer statement here. And then it will also list out any inquiries, which is interesting. But that's the extent of the report that came back. Well, that's the new credit bureau. Thought I'd share that with you. If you have any questions or comments on that, please post them down below. I'd like to get that kind of feedback, all right? So with a little bit of me, we're going to change the credit industry. Thank you.